This time today, it doesn't matter. Listen to me.
Listen. Okay, this is what
time is over.
This is what. This,
Yeah,
are we
see?
on? Are we
No,
rolling?
we've been recording the whole time.
Okay, this is what. So we've been talking to Bourdais, and he's like, "Man, if it's hot, it's going to be a really tough race."
Robin fired
blah,
him,
blah,
by
blah.
the way. That's why
we
you're
didn't
here.
fire him. We couldn't pay him his salary, like, and you were going to pay you in cookies.
Exactly.
So
good.
today doesn't
Discount.
today doesn't mean anything. What about Friday when it's 88 degrees and sunny, and carb day, and you're going to be out there? It's a completely different day.
Well, yes, and that's why today you look in the times. Yeah, it's just to it's just for the press, just for the sponsors. Maybe you can say, "Hey, my car is awesome."
Right.
But reality is, you got to make sure you run in traffic. Right now, we're about 60%. To be honest, happy. We still have a long way to get there.
I'd say 90% of the people are 60%.
I think so too. Looking around, it didn't look like everybody was strong. The Andretti cars seem that they can run a little more close to each other, but not passing, you know. So unless you're in the front, whoever's leading the pace, it's not going to lead for much. And that, but again, the third, fourth, fifth, it's becoming a hard situation to halt. And let me tell you one thing: if you're trying to fix the front, that's what you haven't, you're going to end up hurting the rear, and then situation become a problem because
you can live with the front, not with the rear.
But if you make the front happy, you're probably going to burn those off sooner, and then you might be relying on the rear tires. So it's not like you're getting cut both ways.
You keep chasing yourself. You know, you are like, okay, now I think I'm good, and then all of a sudden you put new tires, full fuel, and you have 5-10 cars in front of you. What the heck? It's not good, you know. It's still, and then you start moving your tools, you start moving the weight jackers, and all of a sudden the car starts snapping. I had so many moments today, and I can't believe it, I saved too. So it was like, I never been in a situation like that.
Toughest in all the times you've been here.
Well, I've been in a situation. I think 2011 was the worst.
But it's
but it's similar. Yes, it's very similar. So you're just trying to fix one thing and you create another. So it is the challenge to everyone. Whoever is figured out, it's going to be in a great place for sure.
How much of that is heat? Again, it wasn't crazy hot today in terms of the numbers, 79, 80 degrees. Humidity was up though, but how much of the heat do you think is taking away downforce and making the cars?
I believe the numbers are close, if not sometimes a little more than last year. But the wake that it's happening, that is where it's becoming upsetting, because I think the front wing is not efficient enough to produce the front downforce, and that's what happened. You start trying to soft the front spring, trying to stiff the rear, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's too much. Now let's take the downforce off. Oh, now we cannot run. It's you throwing stuff out there that I never did it before. Before it used to be like 5 pounds, you know, of
little increments to make yourself happy.
Now you're like, let's try this much. Not working. Try the other way.
Kid, is race day going to be cool though? Is everybody going to be out of the throttle? Nobody's going to run wide open on race day. Is it going to be like what we
in the front? Yeah.
What we wanted for what we wanted all these years is we want the driver to be able to back off and use his talent. That we've been saying
happening.
Will that happen in the race?
Well, yes. Who is behind? Like 5 cars behind, 10 cars behind, for sure. But the 2 leaders, first and second, wide open.
Are you concerned at all about if you get stuck mid-pack for even some of the others back behind those first 2 in that turbulent air? I mean, there are a lot of talented drivers here, but not everybody is of equal talent. Is there any concern about you think we might see more sideways moments and maybe some touch on the walls?
You're gonna see side moments. You're gonna see people probably coming off the corner and kissing the wall, which is probably the most aggravated situation right now. And with that brings yellow. Then excitement started, because that's what happens when the yellow flag and the green restart is started. It's gonna be a battle because everybody wants to jump in front. So it will be tires didn't seem to be like, oh my god, you know.
They don't go off too bad.
They don't go off too bad. Probably because you're lifting. You're not all the time full throttle. So that's what I'm saying. You're gonna see if a yellow comes at like 20 laps to go or 30 laps to go in that situation. It'll be tough. It'll be for sure. It's gonna be who's pitting or not.
So I picked you to win this thing. Probably jinxed you, but you're
Sorry,
starting
brother.
eighth. You're starting eighth. That's not a bad place to be.
No.
You started. It's just that there's probably I mean, it's not a NASCAR commercial. There's probably 10 or 11, 12 guys that can win this race. Maybe more.
I agree. You know, experience here, it plays a big factor.
Sure it does.
And again, this place, when you think you figure it out, it teaches you a lesson. And that's why you gotta never take it for granted. When you do something good, all right, hope it next lap will be the same. Because you always gotta have one step behind just in case something unexpected happens.
It's starting to rain on us here. That might be telling us to wrap up. Let me ask one closing question. We saw in qualifying, obviously, your bow tie said, hey, we're going to the front, and you did. Today, at least in this practice session, we saw a little more of a mix between both brands. Do you think fans might see more of that on race day, or do you think one brand might stand out?
Well, I believe the two factors, probably the aero package and the high boost level was helps the Chevy guys. But now, when everything is in the same level, I think both manufacturers are really close.
All right.
He looks good even in the rain.
He does.
Huh? And tell Kanan,
Okay.
come on, be happy. He's quick.
TK, come on, man.
If you win your 4th Indy 500, just remember the little people at the banquet. Give us a shout out and say,
we'll polish your shoes or something.
Yeah, but next time I won't have a cookie. Give me bitcoins.
You bitcoins. You'll have an entourage too. Your entourage will be here by race day, I predict.
All right, we'll
Thanks,
be back on Friday after Carb Day. Tell us how your carburation setup is, by the way. So we'll see you here in a few days.